Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Telamaris Nundu. So guys, today I'm here to talk about something which really hurts me when I get to sit alone and think about it. So guys, there is this nature of African parents whereby you find that they take their children to school and then they expect their children to do marvelous. One thing they don't know is that when you've taken a child to a school, that child needs a follow-up. That child needs motivation. That child needs to be taught some other things aside from school. And that child needs to be helped if they are given assignment or something. So you find there are these busy parents here who call themselves busy ladies, busy husbands, busy men, and busy generation, if that's the right word to use. So guys, here it is. You've taken your child to school. That child has studied, and they've put all their efforts in their studying duration. You get me? So it reaches a time where this child is a candidate, whether in class 8, high school, or rather college. But you know, in college, many don't go when they fail. So my point of emphasis is here. Failing in exam is not failing in life. This is whereby you find that a child is a candidate in primary or rather in secondary. And then here comes the exam. The child does the exam, and then when the results are out, you find that the child has failed the exam. It's not like the child didn't put efforts when they were doing exam. They did, for sure they did put effort, because you could see them calculating, you could see them reading novels, you could see them reading past papers and all that. So it comes that the turnout is that they have failed. You as a parent, instead of encouraging this child, you start quarreling this child. Oh, why did you do this? All this time you were lying to us by getting good grades and stuff. Now look at you. This is the real you. So you've been cheating. You've been lying to us. It reaches to even a point where it gets crazy to an extent that parents want to disown you. So it becomes now a matter of family. This is whereby if the child has a good chemistry with the granny or the other relatives, they'll run to them and seek for rescue. Because now the daddy has become a monster and the mommy don't want to listen to the child. You're here trying to tell them, oh, daddy, this happened. Oh, mommy, this happened. But they don't want to know. If I may be wrong, I opt to be corrected. But I tend to think that this applies mostly to those parents who are not learned. You find that you didn't get the opportunity to learn, so you've never experienced such. And here comes your child who is lucky to study. So you decide to apply your bitterness on the child because she has failed the exam or he has failed the exam. That's not the way to go. When your child fails the exam, you have to encourage them. You can encourage them by helping them not to lose hope, or maybe through supporting them in their higher level of education. Nowadays we have colleges, TVET colleges for that matter, whereby you find that the courses have been given the permission to be taught in colleges. That's for a child who has scored a D, or another grade. Because when you have a D, people see that you are a failure. In mother tongue, they say ndi andondo duniani, of which that's not the case. You might have gotten a D, but you don't know how you got it. I want to tell you, for example, there is this certain school that people were. I know you will not believe me, but that school, everyone got a D except one girl who was a repeater. She got a C. And I tend to think that's because she was a repeater. So the examiners looked at the name and they were like, this name is familiar, and we have to give this girl maybe a better grade. Can you imagine a C and you are a repeater? The others got a D. I don't know where the others went, but I think the girl went to a private university where she started to study, I guess, hospitality and management, something to do with such. So if you are a parent and your child has failed exam, please just motivate them, encourage them, support them in whatever way you can. Even nowadays we have polytechnic, whereby if your child has scored bad marks, which you feel like she cannot repeat and get a better grade, you can take your child to a polytechnic whereby she'll be taught skills and she'll apply them in life, whereby she'll not have to suffer in life because she got a bad grade. And then grades do not determine who you are. That's where we as Africans go wrong. Grades does not determine who you are. You might have scored a A, but you got it through cheating. You might have scored a D, but you got it through understandardization. These are two things that people don't understand. The problem is that our parents are not that educated, so they tend to think all you have to do, you have to go to school, study, and then emerge victorious, of which that's not the case. We all know that through reading, studying, period, we all encounter a lot of things which others do not manage to work with, and so they end up being school dropout. One thing I should tell the parents of nowadays is that, or rather the African parents, is that if your child has really finished school without any problem, thank God first. Because he or she would have opted to give up with school and maybe get a life of which we know it's a bad life. Smoking, bangi, taking tobacco, and all these other drugs is not ethical, you know. But hey, mzazi hata appreciate. Mtoto amekuja amekwambia, mama, I've done this, dad, I've done this, and the dad and the mom are here yelling at you. Oh, sijui mjinga wewe, sijui nini. And you're like, I'm born from your genes. In one way or the other, we tend to blame our children without knowing maybe he or she has inherited our brains. You see? Because when the child is bright, they say it's a daddy's child. But when the child is dumb, they say that's a mama's child. Of which we know that's not the case. You see? So it's high time we stop judging people using grades. Oh, you got a D, you are a failure. Oh, you got a E, this is what you are. That's not the way we are supposed to treat our children, by the way. So guys, that was it for today. And if you want me to continue with the topic, please comment down below in my YouTube channel. And thank you. Bye bye. This was it for now.